Hello, everyone. This is Jewel Renee, and I am coming to you today in coloring in my new coloring book, one of the new ones anyway, Textured and Beautiful. And this is for a natural hair experience, okay? So, as some of you will know or may know, I am a hairstylist, and I'm all about healthy hair and scalp. Okay, so in this book, I'm going to be coloring braiding. Okay, let me give you the pros and cons about braiding. Okay, braiding is a natural style. Okay, it's a natural protective style, and it can be a blessing or it can be a curse. The blessing is that you can get your hair out of the way and put it in a style where you don't have to manipulate it, which breaks down or cuts down, I'm sorry, on breakage. It cuts down on tangling. It cuts down on all of that stuff. The curse is if you leave your braids in too long, okay? The average amount of time you should have braiding in, like say braids like this young lady is wearing, is no longer than 3 weeks. No longer. When you start to leave them in longer than that, our hair coils, right? So it starts to coil within itself. And as you're taking the braids down, tangles will happen. And then the comb out is where you have the most problem. Okay. Now, what I use when I color are alcohol-based markers. Okay. And the ones that I like is made by Ohuhu. Ohuhu is from Hawaii. They're Hawaiian markers. And like I said, they're alcohol-based. I like the brush tip. Okay. The brush tip, which makes it really, really nice to color. Okay. And with alcohol based, they tend to bleed. So you want to make sure that you chase the it's hard for me to talk and color at the same time. Check that out. You want to chase the wet ink so that you don't have streaks. Okay. So we're just going to color and move on. So what I'm going to do right now, let me just put on some music. That ink is going to dry and I'm going to have streaks. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully this will not cause streaking. So you just, want to use a light touch when you are coloring. And just chase that ink around. I want to give her some eyeshadow, so I'm going to leave that bottom part open. This music that I'm using is copyright free, I believe. Hopefully. Because we don't want no problems, right? One of these days I'm going to go live so you guys can interact with me. You see how it causes those bleeding type of marks when the ink dries. You don't want to pause. When you start doing this, you want to just keep on rolling. So I don't get too close to any area that I don't want colored because of the bleeding. And that way you can stay within the lines. So yes, braiding. Oh, and another thing that you want to stay away from when you're getting your hair braided is braiding too tight. Okay. Now we all want our hair to be neat, and look, uniform and pretty and all that stuff. But sometimes the braiding can be too tight. And on a long-term basis, the braiding that's too tight can cause problems like traction alopecia. You don't want that. You want to stay as clear away from that as possible. Okay. As alopecia, although sometimes it can be turned around depending on how long, you've had it. But other times, if it's been a long time, it may be permanent, depending. And I know it's a lot of stuff on the market that says, oh yeah, we can grow your hair back. A lot of that is hype, y'all. I'm just going to tell the truth. A lot of that is hype. And that's not good. So the name of this color that I'm using is called, what is it called? Potato brown. Okay, and you see all these little marks where you can see where it met. That's okay, because we're going to come back over it with color pencils, and that will alleviate some of that. I absolutely love coloring, you guys. Hopefully you love coloring too. It's very relaxing. Okay, it's very, very relaxing. You can stop and think about whatever else, whatever you need to, whatever you're going through, you can think about it. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do, this little swoosh right here can be her shirt. So I'm gonna just take and do this. Since it didn't do it for me, I'm gonna do it. So she can just have on a wife beater. Okay, and then her arm. Oh, one thing I should have done. Y'all let me mess around and messed up that page. It does bleed through, y'all. So you want to get some paper and put it there. I forgot to do that part. And it bled through to the other page. Because this alcohol, what it does is seeps through the paper. And the colored pencils sits on top of the paper. So if you don't want to go through all of that bleeding stuff, just color your pages with colored pencils, crayons, and stay away from the markers. Because it will bleed through. Can you guys see? There's a lot of skin, right? Yeah, so you're getting those marks on here where you can see where the wet ink was, where the dry ink and the wet ink connect. Okay, then you go back. Okay, then you come back, let that dry for a little bit, and then I try to go through and shadow with the same color. Try to cut. Shadow her ear. And then come down to her jaw. Give her a cheekbone. Cute, right? Okay. Go under her chin. I mean, under her lip. Do her nose. Don't want to do her nose here. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so you want to come in with your Prismacolor pencil. This is called Terry di Sienna. Okay, and you want to swatch to make sure that that's the right color. Okay, so I'm going to come in with the Terry Sienna first. And just smooth everything out. With a light stroke. You know, not that I'm trying to teach y'all how to color, because I know all y'all know how to color, right? I just want to blend it out to make it look cute. absolutely love doing hair, y'all. Would y'all believe I have been doing hair since I was 12 years old? And that's been a whole heap of years ago. I got my license to do hair, I want to say, wow, 1987. My baby girl was 2 years old. 1987, I've been licensed and doing hair professionally. And it's my absolute joy. I love it. Now, I'm getting to the age to where people usually retire. That's no such animal for me. I'm not trying to retire. So you see how the color pencil just comes in and creates a smoother surface. And then I'm going to come back in with a slightly darker color and try to smooth in some more of these lines that was created when I came back in on dry ink with wet ink, and it caused these little splotches. But it's no secret, I am by no means anybody's professional artist. I just like the color. I just like the color. And hopefully, you know, I can influence a few of y'all to color too. Because, you know, it's very, very relaxing, I'm telling you. Very relaxing. And how I even started doing coloring books in the first place is, you know, I like to teach my clients as I'm doing their hair. I'm the kind of stylist that, you know, I'm not going to use nothing on your hair unless I tell you what it is. You know, and I'm going to teach you about it. So I thought about writing a book, you know, for my clients, for the parents of clients that have biracial children, especially. That's how it started in my mind. Because I'm always constantly telling them, you know, do this for the baby, do that for the baby, you know. So I said, what more fun way could I tell them or show them than by doing a coloring book? So I have several coloring books. This one, you know, is for adults, but I have a couple of children's books too. You know, to teach them about peer pressure and, you know, and how to take care of their hair. You know, because when a child's a certain age, they want to start doing their own hair, right? So So now I'm going to come in with a darker color, just slightly darker. This one is, what is the name of this? Bark. Just slightly darker. Hopefully it'll blend in some of these spots. Like I said, I'm nobody's professional. I just like to color. See? It blends it a little bit better. And again, you're using a very light touch. You know, you're not pressing down hard at all. So, like I was saying, for the biracial babies, you know, not only does the coloring book, that particular coloring book, you know, give them something to color, it's teaching them, you know, how to, you know, combat comments that other children will make because they don't understand about their hair and, you know, about their skin tone, and, you know, just helps them out. Helps them know what to say. Helps them to not, you know, be negatively affected by what is said. You know, lets them know that they are beautiful. They are beautiful. All children are beautiful. You know, these babies are a product of what they're taught, you know, whether directly or indirectly. Whatever they hear is going on in the household. That's what they're learning. Okay, let's move on to the next step. Okay, let's get into the details. This is the fun part for me. Okay. See, I don't know what color I want her shirt to be. Yet, knowing me, because I am such a lover of blue, I'm going to do my best not to gravitate toward that color. So you remember I told you how sometimes color bleeds. So right there in the corner of her eye, the white of her eye is brown, but we can fix that. Okay. Okay. So what color do I want her shirt to be? Will determine her eyeshadow and everything else. Okay, but we're going to get these baby hairs here. How many of y'all love the color? This is so much fun. So in making my coloring books, you know, I hire illustrators, if you will, to draw my images for me. Because I can't draw, y'all. I cannot draw, okay? I wish I could, but I can't. So I hire folks to do mine for me. Since I decided I want to make these coloring books. And sometimes when I'm coloring, I'm having to decipher which direction the illustrator was going. So then I will sometimes improvise and put my little 2 cents in. Okay. Rightio. A little shading under the lip. Okay. All right. So let's pick out our color for her shirt. Okay, I think this is a pretty color. So I'm gonna do her eyeshadow first. Give her a little lavender. And then come in with a darker, go to the brush tip. Bleed it right into that last color. And leave that little part there to shine through. Oh no. I learned that when you leave some white, it looks like shine. And that is so pretty to me. Okay. Oh, see, I be forgetting what I did. I did do a little bit over here on this side for it to go into the end. Okay. And this is... Okay. All right. And let's do some lashes. Okay. Need to be kind of sharp. Okay. So I think I want her eyes to be brown. Okay, what y'all think? All right. So let's see. I think I want to tackle her hair now. What is that pencil? I'm gonna let her hair be brown with some highlights. I think I want to start here. Okay, so we got our hair done. Now I think I want to work on her shirt. Maybe I got too many pieces of paper in here. It's in my way. All right. Let's see. About a Cali Art color and brush tip. We'll do purple. Remember this this ink bleeds. So the minute you put it on the paper, it starts to spread out. So just be mindful of that when you use what I say? I can't think when I color, y'all. Alcohol markers. Alcohol markers are much smoother than water-based. Water-based, you definitely gonna get streaks. So that's what I've learned in the time I've been coloring. So here you guys see. Y'all see how relaxing this is?